Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Aprilia. You can call me Miss April. I am an English teacher grade 6, replacing Miss Tiara. How are you today? I hope you are in good health so that we can continue today's learning. On this day, we will study the natural science or IPA about how plants reproduce. Before studying what is plant development, let's look at the parts of a perfect flower, namely the flower crown, anther, cytostalk, pistils, petals, seed ovules, base of flowers, and flower stalks. The generative development or by mating is carried out through the process of pollination and fertilization. The generative development in plants begins with dative pollination, namely the attachment or fall of pollen to the stigma. The process of attaching pollen to the stigma can occur by means of wind, water, animals, and humans. After pollination occurs, the pollen grains grow pollen reeds that go to the ovule space. Then the pollen will enter the ovary through the pollen reed. In the ovary, fertilization occurs, namely the fusion of the pollens or male sex cells or spermatozoa with the pistil or female sex cells or egg cells. The result of fertilization is a zygote. The zygote develops into the institution. The ovule develops into a seed on ovule. Then the ovule develops into the fruit flesh. The institution in the seed is...
Ulang. Langsung aja Anda itu. Oke. Nggak apa-apa, langsung.
The institution in the seed is a candidate for a new plant. The stamens are called the male genitalia and the pistil is called the female genitalia. The benefits of generative reproduction in plants include 1. Have a stronger root system. Plants produced by generative reproduction will have a stronger root system than plants produced by vegetative reproduction. 2. Generate new variations. 3. Produce seedless fruit. 4. Has high adaptability. 5. The costs incurred for caring for plants resulting from generative development are relatively cheaper. Can help conserve plant biodiversity. 7. Plants resulting from generative development have a longer plant life. The next material, namely vegetative reproduction, is a way of reproduction of living things that occurs without the mating of male cell and female cell involving only one parent. There are two types of vegetative reproduction, namely natural and artificial vegetative reproduction. Examples of natural reproduction include producing spores, egg friends, producing live fruits, example galangal, producing tubers, example onions, producing stem tubers, example potatoes, producing garagi, example strawberries, produce shoots, example banana tree, and produce adventitious shoots, example cocor duck plant or cocor bebek. Examples of artificial vegetative propagation include grafting, example fruit trees such as a mango, lemon, apple cuttings. There are two types of leaf cuttings, example cocor bebek, bognut, example jasmine, alamanda, apple. Grafting, example fruit plant, continued, example fruit plant. Now, read the text about corn on page 10. How corn breeds? Corn is one of the plants that is used as a staple food in various places, also in Indonesia. For example, the people of Madura Island make corn is their staple food. Corn is one of the carbohydrates that the body needs. A corn farmer started his crop breeding by planting corn seeds. After 3 to 4 days, the plant will appear on the surface of the soil. Corn plants will continue to grow big, 3 to 3.5 months. The corn fruit can be harvested by the farmer. Corn fruit shaped like a cup at first in the form of a flower. Corn flowers have fine strands of hair in the ends. There is pollen in the hair. The pollen will fly away in the air when the wind blows. The pollen is carried by the wind. Some will fall in the stigma located at the bottom of the flower on another corn tree. That's when fertilization occurs. The corn flower continues to grow until it becomes a corn fruit. This development can be observed from time to time. Corn fruit will be ready to be harvested when the corn hair is brown and the cob has dried. When the corn is peeled, it will reveal yellowish corn kernels. The part eaten by humans is corn kernels. Corn farmers have to replant some corn seeds from the harvest so that corn is always available as human food. Old corn kernels can be replanted. From here, the development of corn will begin again. Okay, after reading the text about the reproduction of corn, please form a group to look for flowers into the school environment and observe the parts. Then, draw the parts of the flower. After drawing and observing, compare the results of the drawing with the pictures of other friends to look for similarities and differences. One class is divided into 5 groups. That's an explanation of generative and vegetative reproduction in plants for me. Does anyone want to ask? No? Well, if not, then for next week, please study the material about animal reproduction. Thanks for your time. See you next week. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.